Next on Broadway Profiles, we're catching up with four-time Tony nominee Raúl Esparza about his return to Law & Order and a huge honor for his Stephen Sondheim virtual concert. Plus, David Alan Grier joins us to talk about the new Netflix sitcom, DAD Stop Embarrassing Me. And Jeremy Jordan is here to talk about Broadway, Supergirl, and his new Hallmark movie, Mix Up in the Mediterranean. I'm Tamsen Fadal, and this is Broadway Profiles, presented by Broadway.com. Welcome, and thanks so much for being here. I'm Tamsen Fadal. Well, over the past year, Broadway stars have had to pivot, find new ways to perform, and reinvent the way fans were entertained, which meant some truly impressive digital theatrical productions, like Take Me to the World, a Sondheim 90th birthday celebration. The concert featured performances from tons of A-list superstars like Meryl Streep, Lin-Manuel Miranda, and much more. And now, a huge accolade for the show. Paul Wontorek is here with all the details for us. Hi, Paul.
Tamsen, Take Me to the World was unlike anything I've ever been a part of, giving millions of theater fans a front row seat to a Sondheim birthday bash. And I'm thrilled to say it was just honored with the Drama League Award for Outstanding Digital Concert Production. I recently caught up with the show's host and co-producer, Raúl Esparza. Raúl, good to see you.
Hi, Paul.
How does it feel to be sitting in Times Square and as the world is starting to emerge from a pandemic?
Freaking deranged. I'm frightened.
Are you? It's weird. Like, I feel like we all kind of have different social...
Do you find you have like social anxiety? Not social anxiety, social awkwardness. A bunch of us made the Waves in Quarantine project, and none of us had met in the course of the year. So last Friday we went to the Empire Hotel to have drinks, and it was like we were new. It was our first day on Earth. I think everybody's gonna go through that this year, and what's safe and what isn't. I feel like New York is finally stuttering back to life.
Yeah.
But there was always a little bit more life here even than everywhere else I had visited.
Do you feel like you're coming out of all of this with any sort of different attitude or renewed energy, or?
I'll tell you one of the things that I think, you know, after we made Take Me to the World, I don't feel like asking for permission for stuff anymore. So maybe that's a little arrogant, but it's definitely, there has been a sense over the course of the year of like, you know what, if we can, as they say in Rocky Horror, dream it, be it.
And then bang, crash, the lightning flashed. Oh, well, that's another story, never mind. Anyway, at last the big day came. I made my claim. Oh, don't take away the baby. They shrieked and screeched, but I did. And I hit her where she'll never be reached.
You and I spent a lot of time talking, and I was so honored that you reached out to me, and we made this concert. This idea that we couldn't let Stephen Sondheim's 90th birthday pass because we're in a pandemic. We have to figure something out.
Yeah, it seemed imperative that we celebrate Steve's 90th. Steve Sondheim, to me, is our greatest musical theater artist, certainly of the second half of the 20th century, but he comes from that world that preceded him. He learned from the best and then built on that, and there's a new world now that builds on him. And it's a long line of continuity. He represents that for me. I feel, in retrospect, like it was several weeks of the most extraordinary, like pure cast album joy, blowing up with gratitude experience that I have had in a long time. When you talk about a Broadway community, man, people showed up.
You do realize that you're a fantastic actor, and you've done a lot of amazing things, but this will always now also be attached to you.
I'm amazed by that, aren't you? The sense of that something that we dreamt up at home could have had any kind of international impact, which is the other thing that I think is extraordinary about the pandemic. Broadway and theater have a really bad relationship to technology, and I think that maybe we can come out the other side of this not so scared of technology and what it might lead us to somehow. Clearly there were audiences all over the world for Steve's music, and I don't think we knew that. I think that might be a good thing for us to keep in mind about how the technology can help reach audiences that can't make it to New York.
But not with trumpets or lightning flashes or shining armor. He may be daring, he may be dashing, or maybe he's a farmer.
I know that after Take Me to the World happened, you then got to actually hear what Mr. Sondheim thought of it. What was it like talking to him about it, and what did that mean to you?
Oh man, yeah. He called the next day and was grateful and thankful, and also just like uproariously entertained by the stories of putting it together. I wept for joy. I wept for joy that the thing that we set out to do, which was wish him a happy birthday, in fact happened.
And here's to the girls who just watch. Aren't they the best? When they get depressed, it's a bottle of scotch, plus a little jest.
Can you say anything about creating The Ladies Who Lunch?
Yeah, I mean, that was surreal. They were so game and so willing to play with it. I asked Meryl to do it. She said yes, and she was going to do a song from Into the Woods that had been cut. And then she was like, it's kind of dour, but whatever. Then Christine called and was like, yeah, but absolutely. She told me the story about this dinner that she'd had with Steve and thought it would be fun to try to recreate that dinner. And I was like, sure, how would we do it? She's like, what if we did Ladies Who Lunch? She said that. We'll get, Audra to join us and we'll just do this thing. I think they thought it was just this hoot. Like, oh, it'll be fun. And Steve will see it. And then when the press hit and it suddenly was like this global thing, I got this text message going, oh boy, honey, that's a lot of attention. And so suddenly it went from like, this will be fun to what the hell have we done? So Audra calls me and she's like, what is this exactly? What are we doing? Okay, wait a minute. And then Christine comes in and goes, so we know that we're gonna kill our careers, but I think we're okay, right? And then Meryl was like, I've had a good run, I think. If this is a total fiasco, I guess I'm okay with that.
You also got to return to Law and Order, that was sort of a surprise, right?
Yeah, that was really cool, actually. There was Warren Leight had come back to the show, and Warren had been the one who wrote the role for me, and it was great to have him back, and he wanted to do something where Barba sort of came out from the wilderness, and that was cool. He wrote a really good script. It was really fun to be back on set with those guys. It's like visiting family.
Even when the dark comes crashing through.
Connor's mother and stepfather are here to see you.
When you need a friend to carry you.
Connor wanted you to have this.
And when you're broken on the ground.
Dear Evan Hansen, he wrote it to you.
His last words, Connor took his own life.
Hey, what? I'm sorry Connor didn't write this.
No, please. It says,
you will be found.
We're getting our first look at the upcoming film adaptation of Dear Evan Hansen, the movie premiering in theaters this fall. The Broadway production of Dear Evan Hansen earned 6 Tony Awards in 2017, including Best Musical and Best Actor for Ben Platt. Well, now he's returning to the role on the big screen. The movie co-stars Julianne Moore, Amy Adams, and Caitlin Dever. Dear Evan Hansen arrives September 24th.
So let that lonely feeling wash away. Maybe there's a reason to believe you'll be okay.
The new Netflix sitcom from Jamie Foxx, Dad Stop Embarrassing Me, features one of our favorites, current Tony nominee David Alan Grier.
Look, I got an old black man with a white beard living in my pool house. What's up? You better watch your tone and hold her down. I'm about to throw this holy water on her. Pops, that's tap water. Tap water, spring water, holy water. I don't care. We got to wash this devil out of her.
I talked to David about his nomination, his sitcom, and more.
Congratulations on the nomination for Soldier's Play.
Thank you. I say hesitantly because, woo, these Tonys may not be till 2023. I was thrilled. We were all like, oh my God, the cast was texting each other. I get just great joy, in telling people I'm on Broadway.
When I'm on Broadway, David Alan Grier and I love going to Bar Centrale. For those who don't know, that's the hidden bar on Broadway.
I talked to Jerry O'Connell, it was a while back when I interviewed him, and he said, you would go to Bar Centrale all the time after performances. How nice it would be to have those.
And plus, and since that time, Joe Allen just passed away.
I know. I'm so sad.
I remember when I came to New York in 1981, I was on Broadway, my first job. So I was shown around, and I remember they come, Martin Sharna and his guys, they go, this is Joe Allen's. This is where all the actors eat. And we went in there. I used to go in there almost every day. And then Orso next door, and of course, Bar Centrale above, which was the coolest. I hope those things survive. I hope we can just talk about this like remember when. I know we will be.
Have you been working it all through this?
Yeah, I did I did a series, which was in town. So I was not trying to travel.
Right.
And COVID restrictions were good. So, but it still was kind of touch and go.
Is that Dad Stop Embarrassing Me?
Yeah, with Jamie. It's just been awesome, reconnecting.
What was it like working with Jamie again now after all this time?
It was like being back together with an old teammate or band member and just feeding off each other. And it's been the easiest.
I do want to ask you about ABC launching the primetime news magazine, Soul of a Nation. I was looking at the list of people that are involved in it, and look, ABC said it outright. Like this is what we need to be talking about, but also there's been such a need of this type of programming. Why hasn't it been done before?
A lot has come about in the last 2 years. Sure. For a long time, I felt I didn't have a right to speak on race and politics because I wasn't an expert. And the older I've gotten is I've just kind of owned my experience and just spoken from what I know, not more than what I think or hope and all that kind of stuff. So I'm really happy to speak on and about race and politics in our culture.
Jeremy Jordan has a career most actors can only dream of, even during a pandemic. He is cranking out films and television appearances, all while raising a toddler with his wife. And right now, he's starring in a new movie, Mix Up in the Mediterranean, streaming on Hallmark. Have a look. Hallmark is just doing some great things lately. I'm excited to see you're involved with them.
Yeah, it's funny. I play identical twins who are both cooks and or chefs. And basically, one is gay and one is straight. The gay brother is a little bit more successful. He's got a restaurant in the city. He's happily married, and he gets invited to this international cooking competition. The other brother is he's at home in Alaska where they grew up, and still working as a short order cook at a diner. The one brother gets invited to this international cooking competition and, finally gets his brother to come along because they needed to spend some time bonding together. They've kind of fallen apart. And he immediately gets hurt. And so they fully parent trap the whole thing.
I will compete as you. What? That's crazy.
This sort of hapless, really shy, straight guy is like trying to be this outgoing brother and pretend that he knows what he's doing when he has absolutely no idea.
As you, as me, as me, I think. Yes, wait, no, yes, I am you, you are me.
And then of course, what happens is the person running the competition is a beautiful woman, and he immediately is smitten by her. And she's also smitten by him, though very confusedly because he's apparently gay and married and doesn't understand why there's this chemistry. It's just really silly and fun. The fact that they explore love in different ways and maybe less conventional ways is really exciting to have on Hallmark,
Okay, you need to be careful because if she finds out, we were in big trouble.
So you've just done a lot of everything. You've got you've got the stage, you've got TV, small screen, big screen. Talk about Supergirl.
Well, I did 3 seasons of Supergirl, 1 through 3, and then I ended up leaving to go start a family in Jersey. And so I've come back a couple of times, but yeah, it was a really, really wonderful experience. I mean, I'm such a kind of a nerd myself, and so getting to be in a superhero TV show was a little bit of a dream come true. But I missed the stage, and I wanted to come back, and that's when I did American Son and Waitress, and I am anxious to go back to television though, because I like to try to stay well-rounded as possible, and get to do little bits of this and that. And, it's one of the great things about being an actor or performer, especially a stage performer, is that, you don't really hang your hat in one place. You get to kind of move from one end. If you're lucky, and if it's not a pandemic, you get to just move from one thing to the next and really get to try out different lives and different genres and avenues of entertaining people.
Still ahead, it is Broadway's longest running and best loved musicals. We're going to talk to one cast member of Phantom of the Opera about why she's just got to dance. I'm Tamsen Fadal. We'll be right back.
I'm Charlie Cooper with Broadway Profiles. Broadway's biggest shows are back. As of now, the official relaunch date is September 14th, 18 months after The Great Bright Way went dark. Next up to resume performances is Six, a musical that centers around the 6 wives of King Henry VIII. The show had originally been scheduled to open on March 12, 2020, the same day that Broadway theater shut down due to COVID-19. Now the royal hit will resume performances at the Brooks Atkinson Theater as of September 17th, ahead of a new opening night on October 3rd. Broadway audiences will be welcomed back to the Rock on September 21st when Come From Away resumes performances. The Tony-nominated musical Moulin Rouge is set to return to the Al Hirschfeld Theater.
The Moulin Rouge is a state of mind.
Pop the champagne and prepare for the spectacular spectacular. Performances are set to restart on September 24th. It's time to fly back to Agrabah to see Disney's shining, shimmering, splendid Aladdin. The show returns to the New Amsterdam Theater on September 28th. This news is simply the best. Tina, the Tina Turner musical, is headed back to the boards this October. The musical is nominated for a dozen 2020 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. Tina is set to resume performances at the Lunt-Fontanne Theater on October 8th. Get ready, because here they come. Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations will return to its Broadway home, the Imperial Theater, on October 16th. You ought to know that 2020's most Tony-nominated musical has set a date. Jagged Little Pill will return to the Broadhurst Theater on October 21st. And say hello to Mrs. Doubtfire. The show begins performances on October 21st and opens on December 5th. Broadway's longest-running musical, The Phantom of the Opera, returns to the Majestic Theater on October 22nd.
I choose whatever lies ahead.
But there's more. Diana, the biomusical about Princess Diana of Wales, is headed back to the boards. Diana will return to the Long Acre Theater on November 2nd, ahead of an opening night on November 17th. Audiences will soon be found back at the Music Box Theater when the Tony-winning musical DEAR Evan Hansen resumes performances. DEAR Evan Hansen will return to Broadway on December 11th. The new staging of Company is set for December 20th, starring Katrina Lenk and Patti LuPone. Opening night is set for January 9th, 2022. And finally, The Music Man promises to be a Broadway treat with a capital T. The show follows traveling salesman Harold Hill, played by stage and screen great Hugh Jackman, as he cons the people of River City, Iowa, into buying instruments and uniforms for a boys band that he vows to organize, despite the fact that he doesn't know a trombone from a treble clef. We're still waiting on official start dates for many shows. The news keeps changing, but we'll keep you up to date. Broadway's coming back, and we're excited.
There's no question about it, Phantom of the Opera is by far Broadway's longest-running musical. It's a timeless story, and it's an unforgettable score. It is a measuring stick for all other Broadway musicals. We talked to one of the members of the ballet ensemble about why she's just got to dance.
Hi, my name is Carly Blake Sabuyan. I grew up on the Upper East Side of Manhattan. I am born and raised New Yorker, which is like so unusual. When I was 3, my mom put me into ballet class. I loved it. I just kept doing it and happened to be good at it, so I just kept going with it. My first time on stage, I was 6, and I was in the Nutcracker, of course. And I was like a teeny little party scene girl in this like giant poofy dress, and I was absolutely petrified, and I cried backstage the whole time. My mom had to like come console me, and she was like, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to go on stage, like it'll be okay. And I sucked it up and went on, and then like never looked back. And when I was a teenager, I sort of switched my focus and decided that I wanted to sort of have more fun with dance. And I started auditioning for musicals. When I was 19, I booked Phantom and started working in theater. I feel like theater just lets you be creative. I definitely had to like let go of my rigidity because you're so technical in the ballet world. And it was fun to just kind of like let myself go and have fun dancing and not be so specific about stuff and express yourself. In the ballet world, you're supposed to like fit into this mold. You're supposed to, like, in the ensemble of a musical, you get to be yourself, which is exciting and fun. So that was like really fun to discover like who I was as a dancer.
And that's going to do it for us. Until next week, I'm Tamsen Fadal. This is Broadway Profiles, presented by Broadway.com.